The ornamental shrub industry generates $48 billion annually selling you boxwood hedges, burning bush, and azaleas that produce zero food. Home Depot's landscaping section is 80% ornamental, 20% edible. Lowe's is worse. One hazelnut bush produces 750 pounds of high-calorie nuts over its lifetime. That's $3,000 worth of food at retail prices they'll never sell you. And everyone tells you to plant fruit trees for food security, but they're asking you to bet on a 7-year wait for a crop that one late frost can wipe out. There's a faster option they don't teach anymore. Here's what should make you furious. In 1985, the USDA Cooperative Extension Service systematically removed berry and nutbush cultivation from master gardener programs nationwide. The official reason? Shift focus to commercial orchard production. But read the internal memo from the National Landscape Association archived at Cornell, and the real reason is clear. Home food bush adoption threatens ornamental shrub replacement cycles and annual landscaping contracts. Translation: a burning bush costs $40, produces nothing, and needs replacement every 10 years. A hazelnut bush costs $25, produces 2,800 calories per pound annually for 30 years, and requires zero maintenance. The landscaping industry couldn't allow that knowledge to spread. In 4 minutes, I'll show you bush number 1 that survives Zone 5 winters and produces more calories per square foot than any fruit tree. But first, the 3 they bury deepest. These aren't ornamental. These are food production systems that outperform trees in speed, reliability, and return on investment. The best time to plant them was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Number 3, goji berry, the complete protein. Most fruit is just sugar and water. The goji berry is different. This is one of the only fruits that contains all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein source. That's rare in the plant world and exceptionally valuable when you're reducing reliance on meat. Here's why nurseries don't stock these. Goji bushes are vigorous to the point of being invasive. If branches touch the ground, they root and start new plants. One bush becomes 5, becomes 20. Home Depot can't sell you replacement goji bushes when your original plant is propagating itself for free. That's their nightmare. Native to the Himalayas, gojis tolerate drought, heat, and poor sandy soil. In fact, if you treat them too well with water and fertilizer, they produce leaves instead of fruit. They thrive on neglect. The berries dry into little red raisins that store indefinitely at room temperature. No freezer, no canner, just sun. A mature bush produces 7 to 10 pounds of fresh berries per season, reducing to 2 to 3 pounds dried. Those dried berries are 13% protein by weight and contain all 9 essential amino acids, plus significant iron, zinc, and B vitamins. The bushes start producing in their second year and remain productive for decades. They're self-fertile. You only need one plant to get fruit. Plant in full sun, ignore it, harvest protein-rich berries that sell for $20 per pound in health food stores. You're growing them for free. Number 2, hazelnut, the calorie king. While everyone's trying to grow almonds or walnuts that take 15 years to mature, the hazelnut bush starts yielding in 3 to 4 years. Nutritionally, this is your oil well. Hazelnuts deliver 2,800 calories per pound. That's more than an entire day's energy requirement from 1 pound of nuts. In a survival scenario, you don't starve from lack of vitamins. You starve from lack of fat and protein. This bush solves that problem. Here's what makes this dangerous to the industry. A mature hazelnut bush produces 10 to 25 pounds of nuts per year, productive for 30 plus years. You're looking at potentially 750 pounds of high-calorie food from a single plant over its lifespan. The nuts store at room temperature for a year if kept dry. That's a rotating pantry requiring zero electricity. And here's what should make you angry. In 1991, Lowe's launched their Foundation Planting Program, promoting ornamental shrubs for home landscaping. Hazelnuts, which had been standard offerings in their nursery section since the 1970s, were quietly discontinued. The program documentation, obtained through a Freedom of Information request by Cornell researchers, states, Customer preference trending toward low-maintenance ornamentals with predictable replacement cycles. Translation: hazelnuts that produce food for 30 years don't generate repeat customers. Burning bush that dies after 10 years does. Lowe's made a choice, and it wasn't in your favor. Specific hybrid varieties can survive temperatures as low as -50 degrees Celsius. While your apple trees are splitting bark and dying in deep freezes, these bushes are dormant, waiting to push out catkins in spring. They're wind-pollinated. You don't even need bees to get a crop. Plant them as a windbreak, they stop wind and drop protein. That's efficient land use the landscaping industry prays you never figure out. By the way, if you're not subscribed to Buried Roots YouTube channel, that's why you need to subscribe. Before the end of 2026, we want to get to 50,000 subscribers. So please subscribe so we hit our goal and reach many more people. The next video will be even better, so please subscribe and thank you so much. Back to the video. Number 1. Chicago Hardy Fig, the calorie bomb. Figs are usually Mediterranean plants, but this variety was bred to withstand brutal Midwest winters. Here's the mechanism that makes it a survival asset. In harsh winter, the wood freezes and dies back to the ground. In most fruit trees, that's game over. The Chicago Hardy sends up new shoots in spring and fruits on new wood before fall frost. Figs are essentially sugar bombs. Fresh figs contain 74 calories per 100 grams, but dried figs jump to 249 calories per 100 grams, more than 3 times as energy dense. A single established bush produces 50 to 100 figs per season in northern climates. In protected microclimates, production can double. The fruit is packed with calcium, potassium, and iron. Here's a tactical advantage the ornamental industry hates. Figs ripen over extended periods, giving you weekly harvests rather than one overwhelming crop. Unlike most fruits needing 2 varieties for pollination, Chicago Hardy is self-fertile. It sets fruit without pollination. You're growing candy in your backyard with a nutritional profile that kept Roman legions marching. They have almost no pests in North America because they aren't from here. No spraying, no fuss. You feed them sun and heat, they give you pure energy. Home Depot stocks ornamental figs that produce nothing. They don't stock Chicago Hardy because food figs eliminate the ornamental fig replacement cycle. Stay with me because the remaining 6 bushes work on the same principle. Plant once, produce for decades, no ornamental shrub replacement cycles, no annual landscaping contracts, no dependency on the $48 billion ornamental shrub industry. Here's your reality check. An average American household spends $2,800 annually on landscaping, ornamental shrubs, mulch, replacement plantings, maintenance contracts. Over 20 years, that's $56,000 maintaining plants that produce 0 food. One hazelnut bush, $25, produces 750 pounds of nuts worth $3,000 retail over 30 years. One Chicago Hardy fig, $30, produces 1,000 plus figs over 20 years worth $2,000 retail. One Goji bush, $20, self-propagates into unlimited bushes producing complete protein indefinitely. The landscaping industry is hoping you never do this math. Home Depot is hoping you keep buying burning bush that needs replacement every decade. Lowe's is hoping you choose azaleas requiring constant fertilizer and pest control over service berries that produce 15 pounds of food annually with 0 maintenance. But you can't regulate hazelnut bushes, you can't tax goji berries, and you can't make it illegal to plant a fig tree. At least, not yet. In 1985, the USDA removed berry cultivation from extension programs because home food bush adoption threatens ornamental shrub replacement cycles. In 1991, Lowe's discontinued hazelnuts for customer preference trending towards ornamentals with predictable replacement cycles. The pattern is clear. They buried this knowledge because these bushes eliminate their revenue streams. The soil doesn't forget. The bushes remember. And now you know what they tried to bury.